2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson, and it is my pleasure to be with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And on tap tonight, it's the Minnesota Timberwolves going up against the Spurs out in San Antonio. Checking out the Spurs, they dropped the first matchup against this squad. They'll try to even the series in tonight's game. And guys, still some time left till tip-off. Let's talk scoring. Kenny, how did you look to establish yourself at that end of the floor, and when did you know you were in for a big night?
Well, for me, it was just about getting the basketball in the right areas of the floor, either off the dribble or off the pass. So if I knew if I got to certain areas of the floor, I was going to be able to score and have a big night. The defense tried to dictate that, but you have to try to dictate it and overpower that mentally.
Well, I wanted to go out and average 28-10. So 28 divided by 4 quarters, 7 points a quarter. My goal was to be on the attack, try to get to the rim every time, hit as many free throws as I could. And if I had double digits after the first quarter, it's over. The diesel will come. It smells blood.
So just 7 points a quarter. That's all you were looking for.
Yes.
And how many rebounds per quarter were you looking for?
4.
But that gives you 16 rebounds instead of 10.
I smell blood, Ernie.
I'm going to change the subject. That's it
up.
for now. Thanks for tuning in.
Shack it up.
Leave me
Shack
alone.
it up.
Hands off. Kenny, help.
Help!
Greetings and best wishes for a happy holiday season from all of us at 2K Sports as we get set for this NBA presentation. With Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. We have Doris Burks on the sideline as well. Looking at San Antonio, they want to turn it around after the loss to Denver. You know, guys, you hate to get embarrassed on your home court, but that's exactly what happened. It was a tough loss for them.
And really, I just felt like they didn't compete, particularly on the backboard, probably their weakest area in that game.
Well, they weren't doing their work early. They weren't carving out space for themselves under the glass, and guys just weren't working hard enough in my estimation.
And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. Martin and Wiggins out on the perimeter. Towns is out there with Garnett, and it's Rubio in at the point. On defense, Minnesota, they defeated Indiana in their last game.
And how about the game plan that was constructed for that one? I mean, it was apparent how powerless the D was to stop it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I mean, they just didn't have an answer for anything they threw at it.
And guys, remember, LaMarcus Aldridge last January suffering a torn ligament in his thumb, scheduled to undergo surgery and miss 2 months of the season. But he opted to tough it out and keep playing. And boy, how big was that for the Blazers?
And Aldridge postponing that thumb injury surgery, even though they said it might double his eventual recovery time.
Yeah, I think it's pretty admirable that he was out there because he wasn't just playing in pain. He was playing hurt. That shows you his commitment to winning.
And Towns drops them both. It's now been a decade since the Minnesota Timberwolves played postseason basketball. Last trip to the postseason for the Wolves back in 2004.
Wow, that was a long time ago. And if you're wondering, that is the longest playoff drought in the league currently. Wolves want nothing more than to get back to playing playoff basketball, and featuring the #1 pick in last year's draft will help.
Good way to start, you're right. Now, Towns. After LaMarcus Aldridge's three-pointer that didn't go. Tries to save it.
Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Kevin, earlier I had a chance to speak with Greg Popovich. He singled out KG as a player they would like to contain. He said that it goes beyond what KG can contribute in the stat sheet, explaining when Garnett gets going with his intensity, that just feeds into the rest of the team and it becomes a vicious cycle. Keeping Kevin from igniting his team is something they'd like to avoid here.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris.
And, you know, even though the Wolves have been out of the playoffs so long, you get the sense it won't be too much longer. They've got a really nice core to build around, and I think could be special, especially Andrew Wiggins.
Good on the second free throw.
And as you mentioned, the Wolves could be back in the playoffs in due time. They are headed in the right direction. Some mistakes have been made along the way, but you have to like their future now.
And it's Rubio penetrating. Great D that time from Green.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that shot every single time, Greg. That's good offense.
Aldridge, no one around him, drills the three-pointer.
A good open look, and he splashes home the three.
For Minnesota, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Garnett with it. Leonard picks him up. Garnett kicks to Rubio. On the wing, Wiggins. From about 16, and he nails the jumper.
Terrific assist that time by Rubio.
San Antonio's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Parker drives in. No good off the front iron.
They've had a cold start so far. Just 1 of 5 from the floor here early.
Here's Rubio, and Tim Duncan gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
Out of bounds, Timberwolves ball as Minnesota keeps possession. Knocks it loose. It's stolen by Green. And now it's Leonard running. Here we go. All the way. Hammers it in after taking it the length of the floor.
And you can see the importance of that steal. I mean, really a 4-point turnaround with the conversion at the other end right there.
Yeah, the importance of the defense there. Instead of giving up the bucket and having that 5-point deficit, all of a sudden, we got a tie ball game.
Spurs trail by 3. The feed to Aldridge. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. 6 points for Aldridge.
And they're just raining threes on both ends.
Boy, I love the answer. You come at me with the 3, I'm coming right back with my own triple.
The pump fake kept the D off balance and gave him room.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of him.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Now here's Leonard. Last time out, he had 14 points. So they take the lead.
And one thing that everybody loves about Coach Pop is his frankness. You get a taste of it in interviews, but he's as honest and straightforward with you as he is with anybody else.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
And he gets the bucket.
I don't think there's any doubt about it. Rubio is becoming a special shooter.
Aldridge with a screen on Rubio. Parker passes to Aldridge. Got it. And he's now 3 for 5 from the field.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
Kicks it to Towns. There's the dish to Martin. Rubio the pass to Wiggins. Again, Wiggins missing.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
And the wide open shot from Green. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the D.
Rubio dishes to Towns. Aldridge with some nice D. San Antonio leading by 4. Guys, a potent offense right now.
Yeah, Kevin, really the offense is flowing quite nicely right now.
You know what, guys, and they're playing with a certain amount of assuredness in their game. That type of confidence is what leads teams to having success.
Now, here's Rubio. Following the miss by Tony Parker. Martin kicks to Garnett. San Antonio with the rebound. Parker outside. Here's Aldridge. That one wide left.
Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
Rubio misses.
Oh, that's got to be deflating and disappointing to miss a wide open shot like that right in your wheelhouse.
From outside the arc, a nice shot by Aldridge. Aldridge has got 11 points.
And they are shooting the lights out from distance here early.
How do you stop this? I mean, it seems like they can't miss.
Here's Garnett. Again, Garnett missing.
Yeah, great look, but disappointing with a miss.
Boy, what happened on that one, Greg? I mean, that's almost an automatic shot for him.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
And Tim Duncan gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game. So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. And then for Minnesota, Nikola Pekovic comes in for Towns. And Gorgie Dang subbed in for Kevin Garnett. San Antonio on defense. They lead by 7.
Excellent communication on the inbound play there, guys. He got in a good position, and the pass was as it needed to be, on time and on target.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
There are certain things, guys, that you can always count on in life. Death, taxes, and of course the Spurs winning 50 games in the regular season. Happened for the 16th straight season last year.
Well, keeping in mind the Spurs have won 50 games or more for many years in a row, Greg, there are teams out there who can drive cars who have not even seen the Spurs not win 50 games, at least in a year.
And the way the Spurs keep on building this team, it's not as if that streak's going to end anytime soon. Those kids might have a chance to vote and do much more before they fail to see the Spurs win 50 games.
Good ball movement. He put that pass in the ideal spot, right where it needed to be.
And Rubio kicks to Pekovic. And that one is hammered home.
Nothing fancy there. Didn't need it.
Nope. His only concern right now, Clark, is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points.
I like the simplicity.
Well, there's also style just with the fact that he's able to have that kind of a finish, though. Still, I like that pretty one-handed flush.
Here's Diaw, banked in off the glass. Diaw's got his first points of the game.
And the rebound and the follow show you what he is all about. Gritty and determined with a soft touch to match.
Jang, no luck. Spurs leading by 7. Diaw with the screen on Rubio. Here's Mills. Another one falls for San Antonio.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Textbook. Really, when you look at how they're playing, they are having their way down low.
Now, here's Rubio. He had 10 points in the win against Indiana.
Not too much respect shown to him by the defenders.
36 seconds left here in the first quarter. Got a piece of it. And now with the fast break, Rubio with the ball. Mills with the steal. 20 seconds left to play here in the first. Diaw with it. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Rubio outside. Launches a 3. And another 3 for Minnesota. Ginobili. Plenty of offense in this closely contested first quarter of play. And Tim Duncan closing out what's been a remarkable career, a Hall of Fame career. We heard from teammate Manu Ginobili about what Tim's meant to the San Antonio Spurs.
He really transformed the franchise. He's one of the best players ever. 4 championships, 2 MVPs, and if somebody deserves it, it's him.
Well, as Manu saying, Duncan, no doubt the long-term face of the Spurs franchise and arguably their best player ever, which brings up the conversation, Greg, of where he stands all-time league-wide.
Well, he's right there. And listen, let's give him a little more credit, Manu. He's got 5 rings now. You know, having won that championship 2 seasons ago. But look, Kobe's in that category with 5 rings and an MVP as well. So he's an all-time great. I don't know how you rank him, but when you have a conversation about the best ever, Tim Duncan will be in.
And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Spurs.
Boy, the three-point shot has really been dropping for him early on.
Also, guys, the passing has been terrific in the first half. They'll be happy with all those assists.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the floor for San Antonio, Manu and Kawhi filling out the perimeter. Boris Diaw is out there with West, and it's Mills in at the 1 spot. Now, here's Rubio. He's got 10. Up top, Pekovic, covered by Mills. 6 on the shot clock. It's Bjelica, and again it's Minnesota.
Well, he knew how many inches he had over the guy. I mean, let's face it, good decision to just rise up and take the jump shot.
West a screen on Rubio. Here's Mills. Rebound by Bjelica. Minnesota's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight.
And guys, every time we think Patty Mills is going to take the next step in his development, he takes a step back. Last season, he shot career lows from the field and behind the arc after having one of his best ever campaigns the year before. That really just makes a coach pull his hair out, and fortunately for me, I don't have any.
Here's Bjelica. 5 points in the game. Martin. 3D that time from Leonard.
Well, one of his issues is he's a player that just does not excel at fighting through contact on his way to the rim.
Nice ball movement by San Antonio. And David West gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. I mean, the defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Aldridge comes in for West, and Parker subbed in for Patty Mills. Towns, he's checked in for Minnesota. Payne comes in for Bjelica. Towns kicks to Wiggins. Shoots from 12, and he gets the bucket. Towns has got the lead up to 4 now for Minnesota.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
They get it back. That's good. And that's 13 points for Aldridge. The Timberwolves have gotten 4 of their first 5 shots to fall in the second quarter. Outstanding shooting. Wiggins outside, passes it to Rubio. Down low, and stolen by Aldridge. Here's Leonard. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got 4 assists in the game.
Boy, he made a nice little bounce pass there. We call that the pocket pass, and he did it well.
Now, here's Rubio. 10 points for him. And Towns gets it to go. Towns has got 8.
Well, I tell you what, that is a lot harder than it appears. You've got to get your body angle just right to shield you from the defense.
And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Parker against Rubio. Leonard with no one around. Offensive rebound, Spurs. Diaw can't hit. Minnesota in the lead. Rubio outside. The pass to Towns. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup. Give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
The first one falls. A different look now for San Antonio. Duncan, he's checked in for Diaw. And it's Green in for Manu Ginobili. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Kevin Garnett is checked in for Payne. Muhammad comes in for Wiggins. Zach LaVine's checked in for Kevin Martin. And Miller's subbed in for Ricky Rubio. And Towns drops them both. Last season, Clark, the Spurs kept on winning as usual. They passed the Lakers, in fact, for the best winning percentage all time for a franchise.
Well, some of that has to do with the struggles the Lakers had last season, but more of it is credit to the Spurs. Consistency and high-quality play has been who they are and have been for 2 decades.
The Timberwolves have gone 5 of 6 so far from the field in the second quarter. Here's Muhammad. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Leonard kicks to Parker, and it's denied. Now Muhammad, looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Took him no time at all on that one. LaVine's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
And with the Spurs and their winning percentage, it's right above 60. Not bad for a team that joined the NBA back in 1977.
Here's Aldridge. The shot will not go. And Minnesota now the other way. Last time they met was in Minnesota.
And it really was a difficult game for them in that previous matchup. Fortunately, they were able to just knock down their free throws down the stretch.
And Greg, we've talked about it so many times. Free throws such a big part of the recipe for winning. I mean, that can be the difference. Nobody's guarding you. It's just you and your routine and the rim. And they got the job done at the line.
San Antonio making a switch here. Anderson's checked in. On defense, Minnesota. Screen by Duncan. It's Anderson with the drive. No good from Duncan.
A lot of the Spurs' success, guys, with their winning percentage has come since the 90s. The way they are put together, who knows how high they can push that franchise winning percentage.
And they continue to add to their lead. They might be ready to pull away.
No surprise from my end. I mean, they've been really good, and they're looking even better at this moment.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
They've been making some really nice passes out there. Excellent passing. That could set the tone for the rest of the game.
Yeah, and they've also balanced that, though, guys, with the attack off the bounce as well to get them some points.
You know, when you're bad or struggling in the West, things can go south in a hurry. I mean, the Wolves ended with the worst record in the league last year at 16-66, and a lot of those losses came in their conference.
San Antonio calls timeout. Well, last season the Wolves did struggle in conference, as was expected. 7-45 against the rest of the Western Conference.
Listen, nothing harder in sports than learning how to win. And there's no doubt that Minnesota took a lot of lumps as a young team last season. 3 of those conference wins that you mentioned, though, did come against playoff teams. So there's that little silver lining of hope.
Here's Duncan. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Parker passes to Aldridge. Inside, Duncan. Good, and Aldridge gets the assist.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, you know, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter.
Now here's Garnett. 8 points his last outing. Miller dishes to Levine. The Timberwolves working the ball around now. Out to Miller. Shoots the three. And another three for Minnesota.
Boy, have they gotten hot here in the second quarter. No wonder they're in front.
I don't know if this field goal percentage is sustainable, but if they can stay close to what they've done in shooting the ball, they'll run away with this one.
Now here is Miller. They lead by 11, the largest margin of the game. Garnett outside. Here's Duncan. 14 points from him the last game against Denver. Green kicks to Duncan. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two.
Can't be any surprise to you that Tim Duncan, folks, last year became the leading rebounder of all active players, passed up Kevin Garnett for that honorable distinction. We're talking 15,000 rebounds total over 18 seasons.
Well, getting back to Duncan's rebounding, he's always had the great size and wingspan and timing, and he really positions himself well for those rebounds. But what seems to separate him is his quiet toughness. He'll never back down.
Yeah, it's hard. You know, he's not a guy that's going to yell or pump his fist. He's not going to flex his muscles to the crowd. He just silently assassinates you
well said.
out on the floor.
You're right. You're so right. He hits the second from the line.
I tell you what, at this point in his career, it is safe to say, actually has been for a while, that Duncan might be one of the best power forwards ever. He is, clearly. 5 rings, 50-win seasons, his whole career. The complete package on the box.
Here's Anderson. And yep, couple bounces and it falls. Anderson's got his first bucket of the night. Timberwolves leading by 8. And Duncan, who briefly contemplated retiring after last season, showed in the playoffs, Greg, he is still very much at the top of his game.
Listen, Tim Duncan, for me, is the greatest power forward to ever play the game, although Pop will tell you he's actually a center in the power forward's body. Hey, what a great matchup. Yeah, how great was he, I should say, in the matchup against the Clippers last season. And throughout his career, he has been more consistent than a clock. I mean, it doesn't matter the year or who he's up against. This guy just finds a way to leave his mark on the game.
Well, they're not shooting as many from outside here in the second quarter.
Yeah, they were shooting well early on. I like their spacing. I think they should get back to that.
Miller outside. Here's Towns. Green with the block. And here's Mills for 3. No good on the buzzer beater. And the first half is now in the books. Timberwolves lead by 8. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Coach, you're going to have to climb a bit of a hill here in the second half. What are you telling your guys they need to do to turn this thing around?
I think we just moved the ball a little bit. We were just on the dribble a little bit too much, and they've got a lot of pressure out there, so the ball's got to move.
Coach, thanks for the time. Gentlemen, back to you at the table.
Thank you, Doris. And we'll be right back after halftime for the start of quarter number 3.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Ernie Johnson along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. It was a closely contested first quarter for Minnesota. Their field goal percentage was a robust 50% in the period. That's something they can hang their hat on. The second quarter went their way, all the way, as they raced to the lead and stretched their advantage to 8 points by the halftime break. And Shaq, what do you think about what we saw from Minnesota?
Well, in terms of running a smooth, efficient offense, they've been as good as it gets. The looks they've created have been high percentage. The ball is moving, guys are rotating. That's what got them those good looks, Ernie. And this is the reason they got that nice lead.
And over to Kenny. What did you think about the Spurs?
Well, the perimeter D is just too loose. I mean, there's no excuse for letting the team rain that many threes on you. And at that higher percentage, guys aren't fighting through screens. They're not staying with their shooters. They're not helping out. Just bad basketball on the defensive end. They've got to tighten it up on a high level in the second half.
And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is about to get underway. Kevin Harlan has the call.
And welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. More action in store as the players get ready to go, having a nice break to get hydrated with Gatorade. Karl Anthony Towns has been sensational.
And he really just broke out the entire arsenal of post moves there in that first half.
And I think he might even have a few more tricks up his sleeve. I mean, he'll break them out as we start heading down the stretch. I'm sure of that.
Spurs trail by 8. Checking out the group for Flip Saunders to start the second half. Rubio and Martin are their backcourt. Andrew Wiggins is out there with Garnett, and it's Towns in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
In last season, the Wolves had the hardest strength of schedule in the entire league. Might have worked out for them in the end, as come lottery time, those extra losses do tend to help.
Well, Greg, it would work out for Minnesota with all those losses. They got the lucky bounce, Clark, and the #1 pick in the draft.
And, you know, it's the first time in a long time that the worst team in the league actually got the top pick in the draft, allowed Minnesota to add another great young big to complement Rookie of the Year, Andrew Wiggins.
Both good from the line that time.
And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
Timberwolves leading by 6. The drive by Green. Leonard. That is good.
Really good example there of some fine interior passing before that basket.
Listen, Kawhi Leonard hasn't been in the league for a long time, but he's feeling right at home. Said last season he wants to remain a Spur for life.
And for Leonard to hear players say that a lot, but rarely before they reach the end of their rookie contract.
Yeah, I think Leonard just realizes what a special situation he found himself in. I mean, he is the complete package as a player and custom made for how the Spurs like to play and do things.
Yeah, credit the D there. Got his hands up and made sure he wasn't comfortable on the release.
Sure did. Stayed real snug on him and didn't allow him the space he needed to get a good shot off.
Now here's Leonard. Floats one up. Kevin Garnett with the steal. And out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession.
I'll tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Spurs trail by 3. Parker kicks to Aldridge. Leonard, the open look, and a great assist by Aldridge as that one goes in. 14 points for Leonard. Minnesota's gone 7 of 10 shooting from three-point land tonight. Excellent numbers from outside. Here's Garnett. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. And the Timberwolves lead by 3.
Some big points there. I mean, they got him on a nice play to get the ball right to the bucket.
And exactly what they're looking for down the stretch, Clark. Just more of the same.
Now, here's Parker. His scoring has been there on a regular basis. He's averaging more than 14 points a game.
3 for 3, and that's always a good way to start the second half.
Here's Martin. Feeds to Towns. To the inside. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. It's on LaMarcus Aldridge.
And guys, as we all know, Kevin Garnett is one of the very best power forwards ever to play the game. I mean, was passed by Tim Duncan last year for total rebounds by active players. Still an amazing statistic among many for KG, a future Hall of Famer.
That one is off. And for KG, the last 3 seasons have obviously been very, very tough. His injuries and declining athleticism have led to down numbers really across the board.
Yeah, I mean, his role now has transformed. He's more of a clubhouse leader, a mentor to the up-and-comers, an extra coach, if you will, in game and on the sideline.
And he's good on the second.
Could it have been any other way? I mean, last season, KG returning to the Wolves. I mean, the entire city was buzzing for his return.
Parker's shot is off.
This offense's first miss after 3 straight makes to start the second half.
Wiggins passes to Garnett. Diaw with the steal. Ginobili kicks to Leonard to tie. That falls. Nice feed that time for Manu Ginobili. Leonard's got it all tied up now for San Antonio. Kevin Garnett was once the star here and now is acting as the mentor for all these young Timberwolves players. He won't let them slack even for a moment on or off the floor.
You know, it's that competitive fire that made KG so great, Kevin, and Minnesota made a savvy move, I think, to get him into the locker room and back on the squad.
Timeout called, first of the game for Minnesota.
Manu Ginobili is one of the toughest guys you'll ever meet. That goes not just for the NBA, but any sport. I mean, a true competitor in every sense of the word.
On the topic of Ginobili, he's the guy who, when things aren't going well for your team, takes things into his own hands. He takes over, tries to coordinate. His will to win is, as Greg Popovich will tell you, out of this world.
I mean, you know, he's not just physically tough, but as mentally tough as anybody, arguably, who's ever played the game. What a big-time performer and a big shot maker.
Catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Greg Popovich coaching his team during that last break. He made it clear that their offense needed to run through Leonard. Coach said the first thing they should be thinking about is getting the ball in his hands and letting him lead the way on each and every possession. Those are likely not the last adjustments they make today, guys. There's still time left in this one. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, Doris. Now, here's Rubio. He's got 10. That's a 2 from Martin. That's in, coming off an assist from Rubio. Rubio's got his 8th assist here tonight. San Antonio's gone 6 of 12 from outside. A very nice 50% mark, shooting the 3-ball well. And the basket by Diaw.
Now there's something for the top 10 highlight reel right there. A layup can be just as sweet and as pretty as a dunk sometimes.
The Timberwolves have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. And Rubio kicks to Towns. Rubio dishes to Wiggins. Chang against Diaw. Diaw with the steal. Ginobili outside. Pass to Diaw. Parker against Wiggins. Towns with the steal. Let's go. And it's Wiggins missing.
Well, I think he kind of alligator armed that one, short stroked it. After doing a nice job to get open, he didn't finish the shot.
Here's Dang. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in.
Yeah, that's asking a lot from that defender.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, he just doesn't have the size to really be effective in that kind of matchup.
San Antonio calls timeout. You look at Gorgui Dieng and his development in the league out of Louisville. What a big jump for him last season.
And that's a great point. That first year, you could tell the game's a little too fast, and he was a bit overwhelmed, but started to get more and more minutes throughout the season and really blossomed with the extra opportunities.
And Dieng last season doubled his points per game, got enough rebounds where he could be a double-double player every night in the near future.
David West, he's checked in for Duncan. Parker kicks to Ginobili. Wide open look. It's rebounded by Towns. Towns has got his 5th rebound in this one.
And Yang isn't a young player by any means, but he has learned how to fill a niche on a team quickly. Just offers good numbers and intangibles in a lot of places on the stat sheet. And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
Martin. And there's another one for the Timberwolves. The Spurs have gone 6 of 8 on field goal attempts in the third. A 75% clip. And Diaw kicks to Parker. Up top, Leonard. Dishes it to Diaw. 4 on the shot clock. The 15-footer. Rebound, Minnesota. Towns has got 6 rebounds in the game. Wiggins outside. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
No clue how he got that one to fall.
And that was not a soft foul he had to get through, Greg. I mean, he had to really power that one up and in.
Mills, he's checked in for San Antonio. All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
Fantastic passing. We saw it in the first half, and it's carried over here in the second.
They've really been on fire from beyond the arc tonight, too. I mean, a lot of their points have come from out there.
Now, here's Mills. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. It's rebounded by Towns. Towns has got 7 rebounds in the game.
And listen, San Antonio is an older team, actually the oldest in the league last season. And because of injuries and days off, they didn't get to feel that preferred starting 5 a lot last year.
Here's Mills. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him.
And another miss. Oof, he's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have. You're right. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Timberwolves leading by 8. Wiggins drives in. And yes, sir, that one drops. Wiggins has got 9.
In that tight, with that much of an advantage height-wise, there's just not a lot the defense can do.
Leonard on the wing. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
Up high and down hard with the one-hander.
Got a little extra forceful with that one, didn't he? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I think that's going to rouse up his teammates, no doubt.
And he gets it to go.
So far, going for more of an inside game here in this second half, and I like that. A little smash-mouth basketball, taking it inside.
And Dang gets it to go. Zhang's got 4 points in the quarter.
And their solid play in the paint continues, guys.
And that's been their focus, it seems, throughout the game. I like the discipline that they've showed in terms of creating those opportunities on the inside.
And the basket by West. There's 48 seconds left in the third. Timberwolves leading by 6. The 10-footer. And Gorgui Dieng is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. LaMarcus Aldridge is checked in for the Spurs. Green comes in for Manu Ginobili. And the Timberwolves also making a change. Nikola Pekovic is checked in for Towns. San Antonio's gone 6 of 12 from outside. A very nice 50% mark, shooting the 3-ball well. And here's Mills. This one for 3. Rebound by Dang.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
Pekovic attacking. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. Rubio's got 10 assists here tonight. So active. 9 seconds left in the third quarter. To the middle. 4 seconds left. And with that shot, the Timberwolves lead is cut down to 6 points. That one good from West.
Worked that one inside nicely.
That'll be a 5-second call. Puts it up off the inbound.
How about the determination? Now that's what we call competing for a rebound.
The points coming in bunches as we wrap up the third quarter. It's been a good one. All right, we welcome you back to what's been a hard-fought battle. Fourth quarter should be good. So it's Minnesota now. They've led by as many as 11 points. Looking ahead, they've got the Jazz coming into town for the next game. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. The always reliable Parker and Green in the backcourt. Aldridge out there with Anderson. And it's Duncan in at the 5 down low. And that's who's in the game for the Spurs. Here's Parker following the score by Kevin Garnett. And that one's good. Parker.
Whatever their plan was defensively that time, it didn't work. Not if it results in that shot.
Rubio, the pass to Pekovic. Uses both hands to slam it down.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
Spurs trail by 8. Parker kicks to Duncan. Parker outside. Pass to Aldridge. Baseline jumper. It's in and good for his 6th field goal in 10 attempts.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
The feed now to Wiggins. Takes the 3. That missed basket now makes him 4 of 8 from the field. Left side Anderson. Duncan kicks to Parker. And that comes off the assist by Duncan. And that's 11 points for Parker.
And he has starting to turn it on now after that slow start.
Rubio dishes to Wiggins. Shoots a fader. And again, it's Minnesota converting.
And sometimes you just can't get around your defender there. You got to hit him with that high top fade.
San Antonio calls timeout.
Well, it didn't take long for us to see just how explosive Andrew Wiggins can be in the air. I mean, had a handful of huge dunks throughout the course of the season. He's going to make a lot of posters during his NBA career.
Well, Greg, you're right. It's clear to see with Wiggins. He is already fearless with his dunks. Clark, he'll go right at any big man with impunity and finish over him.
Yeah, and I think people knew he was a special dunker, but they didn't know how aggressive he would be in attacking the basket. That's where he surprised folks.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Guys, thank you. I got a chance to hear what Greg Popovich was saying to his team. He doesn't think they've been giving it their all, saying they've been quicker to rebounds, to every loose ball. We got to wake up. The game's slipping away, and we're letting it happen. We have got to take control of this thing. We'll see if he lit a fire under him, guys.
Very strong start to the career last year of Andrew Wiggins out of Kansas. Just 1 year with the Jayhawks. Came out strong early on, and Clarkie never slowed down.
Yeah, found his stride early and just kept strutting his stuff right to the tune of Rookie of the Year.
And the first one drops.
Well, Wiggins won the Roy last year, and really deservedly so. He was the early favorite to win it, led all rookies in scoring, and wasn't really close. Put up almost 17 points per game, and he shot the ball from the perimeter far better than most thought he would.
Manu Ginobili's checked in for San Antonio. Both good from the line that time.
You know, for Wiggins, he was also the rookie leader in minutes played. He quickly became the go-to player for the Wolves, and no other rookie carried as much offensive responsibility as did Wiggins.
Timberwolves leading by 5. And Rubio kicks to Towns. In the corner, it's Martin. Over to the wing. Here's Garnett. Rebound, San Antonio. And here comes Leonard leading the fast break. Here's Parker. That shot's good on the assist by Ginobili. And that's 13 points for Tony Parker.
And the deeper we get into this game, it seems like the more the offenses are in rhythm.
Without question, I mean, both of these teams are firing on full broadband bandwidth. I mean, full throttle ahead.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
They get a hand on it. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Rubio. Spurs trail by 5. Parker drives in, and the wide open shot from Duncan. Again, the Spurs good for 2.
Boy, that was a thing of beauty by Parker.
A look at the clock, a little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Rubio, the pass to Wiggins. Garnett inside. Aldridge is covering. And the shot is good from Garnett. Garnett's got 9 points now in just the second half. The Spurs have gone 6 of 8 from the field in the fourth so far. It's been a great start to this final quarter for them. Parker double teamed. Kicks to Aldridge. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
We've seen Aldridge playing a good game here. He has 17 points, and he sprayed home 3 3-pointers as well.
This is really production personified from long range.
At the line for 2. First one falls for him.
They're locked in from the charity stripe this half. Not a miss yet.
And trying to cut into this lead, they need every edge they can get.
Muhammad, he's checked in for Minnesota. Both free throws good from Aldridge.
We're seeing today what makes him one of the best free throw shooters among the league's big men. Beautiful stroke.
Timberwolves leading by 3. Rubio dishes to Garnett. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. 15 points for Garnett.
3 consecutive baskets have come right at the rim. The defense had better start buckling down and tightening up.
Guys, they are getting exposed in terms of their low post defense.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's cost him. Good ball movement. He put that pass in the ideal spot, right where it needed to be.
Parker kicks to Ginobili. He feeds it to Duncan. He dishes it to Parker. And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Andrew Wiggins checked in for Shabazz Muhammad. Parker outside. Aldridge sets up the pick now for Parker. And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
Well, they're trailing here, but you got to admire how hard they're playing. I mean, that kind of effort is a winning effort. They're working the ball inside and trying to do what they can to get back in it.
Here's Rubio. And it's Martin penetrating. And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession.
And really no choice but to lunge for that pass to make sure it didn't get through.
Yeah, and that was important. Probably would have been a quick 2 points if he doesn't get a hand on it and knock it out of bounds.
Towns, the pass to Rubio. Timberwolves keep it alive. Towns kicks to Rubio. Wiggins outside. The Timberwolves working the ball around now. Towns dishes to Wiggins. The second chance effort. He takes it up and lays it in.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
Parker kicks to Aldridge. And yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. Aldridge has got 6 points in the quarter.
Key buckets, and we know he delivers down the stretch.
In the corner, it's Martin. To the wing on the left. 17-foot shot on the way. And Towns the bucket on the assist by Martin. Spurs trail by 7. Here's Aldridge, and down it goes. Dunked through off a wonderful assist.
Oh, and look at how well he led him in there. Really, he passed him open for that deuce.
And Rubio kicks to Towns. Gets that one through the hole, make him now 7 of 13 in this game.
That's leadership. Really, really valuable to have someone who can just take charge like he has.
Well, there's a certain amount of confidence you have when the ball is in his hands at that end of the floor right now. I mean, he just gives you a sense of calm and confidence because of how good he is.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. They're behind by 7. 1:51 left in the fourth. They double-team Ginobili. Lets it fly. Again, the Spurs good for 2.
And he's clearly led the way offensively. The question is, can they ride him and get back into it?
Garnett outside. And it's sent back by Aldridge. And a fast break now for the Spurs. Leonard with the ball.
And they've had the advantage tonight on the glass, and that's another big one.
And in a close game like this, it can be won or lost on the boards. They've got to keep it up.
Spurs trail by 5. He kicks to Parker. The dish to Aldridge. To the paint. Here's Leonard. And a great assist by Aldridge as that one goes in. Aldridge has got 4 assists in the game. Minnesota's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. And 1:01 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Garnett. Connects.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
San Antonio calls timeout. They're down by 5. 55 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. .55 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Count it! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
Well, that's a brain freeze right there from the entire defense. Now is not the time to lose your focus.
Rubio with it. Leonard picks him up. Aldridge against Garnett. Here's Rubio. Can't get it to go. Duncan with some nice D. Clark, no room for error
Kevin,
here.
got to be perfect from here on out. You're exactly right.
And it's out of bounds. The Spurs able to retain possession here. The Spurs making a switch here. Green's checked in. San Antonio calls timeout. They're trailing by 3. 26 seconds left to play in the final quarter. .26 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Aldridge. It's in! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1.
Man, it's absolutely scary, frightening when Aldridge starts lighting it up like this.
And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
Yeah, you can't let them hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
No, you got to foul. I mean, it's going to come down to free throws here. Foul right away.
And stolen by Aldridge. Green passes to Parker. Leonard on the wing. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
Here's Duncan. Oh, the all-or-nothing shot, no good. And so it's the Timberwolves who come out on top here. They break the hearts of every fan in the building with a dramatic late victory.
And Kevin, this is the kind of win you have to take a ton of pride in. I mean, they battled with everything they had and came through when the pressure was at its highest.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for tuning in. Now we send you to the award-winning Ernie Johnson, who's standing by in our studio.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, along with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Let's quickly move forward now to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Ricky Rubio. He had a double-double and made a huge difference tonight. He never let up, and his performance really inspired the rest of his team.
He was completely in sync with the whole team tonight, and you can see that in the assist numbers, which were spectacular, I might add. It's hard to imagine him having a better night passing the basketball. Man.
Overall, just a rock-solid outing for him. It's hard to point to any one area of the game because he was so good on both ends of the floor. He was dialed in defensively, and that helped carry the intensity on offense.
And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Have a good evening.